Hey guys, Happy New Year to everybody. And I said to myself, why not go on with the next year the same way I simply ended the last year. And that's with grip. So what I'm going to do today is a little bit of a different training regime. I'm more focusing on wrist today than on my crush. But that doesn't mean that I'm not gonna warm up my hands, of course. So as usual, I use the trainer and warm my fingers and my overall hand up. And what I'm gonna do next is then I'm gonna start with some chest crushes. So chest crushes are not only good for your chest development, obviously, and for the separation of your two pecs, which is very important because this area here is quite hard to train. You can do, of course, the cable pull, which is a good exercise, but I think the even better exercise is really doing a chest crush for the middle, for the separation of your chest. And it's a good wrist training too because it's painful and it takes a lot of strong bones and strong muscles to really chest crush a gripper. So I'm going to start with 250, HD 250 for a warm-up. Let's just see how this works. And as a YouTube friend of mine told me, this is also now it's called Eisenbiegen, Ostfriesland. Beforehand it was East Frisian Grip Garage. As he told me, the chest crush with a gripper is perfectly fine because it really trains the range of motion you have when you try to bend a short nail. Okay, so a lot of different advantages if you do those training regimes, and I would just say let's start with the 250. You can see the handles when they touch each other. 2, 3, 4, 5. So the HD 250 is not really such a challenge because it didn't really hurt. Now let's go and do the same with the HD 300. And this will be way tougher. So yeah, let's just see. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's a tough one. I think I can only do singles with a 300, and I already felt it here in the middle of my pecs too, as well as on my pinky pad. So also a good exercise to train your pinky pad. Besides that, and one thing I noticed since I'm doing boxing training as well is what you really need in boxing, right? Is also grip strength, because the harder your grip or the stronger your grip is, the harder you can punch. And in boxing, it's about the crush and the wrist strength. So the harder your crush, the harder obviously your punch is, but also the harder your wrist is, the harder you punch. Because let's face it, when you hit a heavy bag, which is really heavy, you need a strong wrist to deliver all your punching power. Because it's a straight line, right? If I throw a right hand across, for example, it's a straight line. So I need a very, very strong wrist in order for my hand not to bend like that. So it's injury prevention, and it's also increasing your punching power. And I think for overall strong grip, whether your goal is simply to certify on a COC number 3 or whatsoever, I think you still need to do some wrist training, because what can happen if you have a very strong gripper, not like the trainer here, but a very strong one like the 2, 2.5 or even the 3, and you have a good crush, but your wrist is too small, it could easily happen that because of the resistance the gripper provides, that your hand snaps like this or like that. And then you're obviously not able to close it anymore, because again, you need a straight line in order for you to deliver all your power. Because what you really need for closing a gripper is the shoulder, the biceps, the forearm, the wrist, and the fingers. So it's really a kinetic chain. And yeah, you cannot really train both on the same day at the same time, but they are connected to each other. I think when you train your crush, you're also training your wrist, and when you're training your wrist, it's easier for you to crush certain things. That's simply my opinion. I think they are not disconnected. I think they are disconnected in terms of training. You cannot train both on the same day, but they are not disconnected when it comes to overall grip strength. You need both, definitely. That's my opinion and from my experience, which is of course not the longest experience that is out there, but still I'm quite strong in figuring stuff out very soon. So okay, let's go for the second try. And again. So yeah, very interesting. And I think grip training or gripper training, whatever you want to call it, is also a perfect exercise for a holiday like New Year's Day, because it's not so taxing, it's not so tiring like any cardio stuff. So perfect training regime for a holiday where you are a little bit lazy and you maybe do not really want to work out that hard. Let's go for the third. Yeah. Let me just see whether I can close the 350, okay? So that's the 350. And let's just see whether I can close it at least once. I think this will hurt bad, but that's the way it is. I mean, as I said, if you want to train your wrist, it has to hurt a little bit. Otherwise, your training session is not that effective. And I will also show you another tool, which a lot of people of you might already know. But another tool for chest crushing and for training your grip. So okay, as I said, heavy grip 350. And let's just see whether I make it once. 1, 2, 3. No, that's a whole nother, that's a whole another level, but the 300 is no problem. I'm gonna check the video later on and see how close I really came, because I didn't look into the camera, because I already knew I needed my full force to have a chance to crush it, to chest crush it. So again, for strength here now the 300. See, now it really hurts. So once you find a gripper that is really so taxing and hurts so bad, and you go back to the gripper down, you will feel it too. There's no way around it. Yes, I barely did it, so that means that I'm tiring, but I still have something else I can do, and that's such a power twister, for example. I don't know how old this device is. Somebody gave it to me as a present, and I haven't used it since, but since I'm now, well, interested in training my chest and also my wrist, I think this is a very helpful tool. And you can basically choose two movements. You can either do it with a supinated grip, so underhand grip, a double underhand grip, and twist it like that, alright? Or the harder version, the double overhand grip, and then like this, which is way harder, okay? And of course I'm going to do this for reps, because this is too easy. And I was thinking about buying a new one, a stronger one, but chest crushing isn't my main objective, okay? It's just something I also want to include. Because if you're doing bench presses all the time, it really covers almost all of your chest, right? Especially if you're including floor presses as well, but it does not really help so much with the separation in the middle. So therefore you need something like that. Let's go first for some underhand reps until failure, okay? And that was of course a double overhand, not a double underhand. Which we are going to do next, and then we're going to end this video. That's a huge chest builder, guys. I love it so much, especially the underhand version, the overhand version. The underhand version is also great for chest developing, but the underhand version is more. Okay, now the underhand. Oh, too tired. Now, the underhand version is better for your biceps development, which is obviously always the case with a supinated grip. So some people do the lat pull downs like this because they want to train their biceps more. Let's finish it. Okay, that's it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video, and again, a happy new year to every one of you.